last week we talked about lessons from our father, and with baseball being our analogy. And this week, I wanted to go in that similar trend of wisdom. And wisdom, not the wisdom that we think that we know all the knowledge and that we don't need anything else. No, I'm talking about wisdom from God, like how Solomon sought out God for wisdom, for heavenly, for godly wisdom, because he knew, like we know, like I know, that I cannot do any of this apart from God. And the second that I try to step out of that, that's when I know that, like, hey man, like when I think like, oh, I got this, I can make this shot, I can do these things by myself. That's when I start missing my shots. That's when I start airballing the threes, and like the different fundamental things that I need to know, that I should and do know. I started to mess up because I'm not allowing God to be in that process. In the verse I want to read, it comes from Proverbs chapter 9, verse 9. It says, instruct the wise, and they will be wiser. Teach the righteous, and they will add to their learning. So like last week with the lessons, when you put yourself in that position of being a leader and you instruct the wise, and you're teaching them and you're leading them in the right way, they will become wiser. But here's a caution. Yes, you have wisdom from, like, recommendable people, like different teachers over your life, your family members, from God. And you also have wisdom from those sources that you think is like, oh man, they're wise, they're gonna teach me a lot of things. No, like, it's some people, some places where you should not get that wisdom. And they say it's wisdom, but it's not. It's actually foolish talk, foolish language. And when you start to go down those paths, then that's when you start to like separate more from God. And when you're not using your discretion, when you're not being cognizant of what you're feeding your soul, hey, your walls, they're gonna like calm down. Like your protection that was once there, like the fortitude of your personal city is gonna calm down, and then those things are gonna come into your life, and it's gonna be harder for you to move away from it when you allow those things to infiltrate your mind, your soul. So today it was just a message for being wise and being righteous, not our own righteousness, but God's righteousness, making everything right, restoring everything to what it was, because we're in the kingdom that is, before preparing for the kingdom that is to come. So I hope this message blesses you, blesses somebody. Get godly wisdom. Hey, and you're gonna become wiser. Subscribe, hit the bell. I love y'all, and peace. Same place next week, 7 o'clock.